You are listening to Opus de Requiem, a 7th Sea First Edition actual play by Hallowed Haven Studios.
Previously on Opus de Requiem, a chance meeting over leather and bread brings 5 strangers together to share intrigue and animosity. Heinrich and I met in the market, Viviana and Alexander flirted in a cafe, and Lucia charmed us all and spilled deep personal secrets to 4 strangers over a light lunch. It seems the young maiden, with stars in her eyes and a song in her heart, has double-crossed the most dangerous family in her country, fled to a foreign land, and now plans to wed the son and future scion of another powerful house. She simply needs our help to find him. Wishing to avoid the untimely death of this charming girl, I agreed to bodyguard, Alexander to translate, Heinrich to introduce, and Vivian to manage what is sure to be a caper worthy of note. For here at the grandest celebration in the history of Montaigne, it is better to be daring than boring.
Hello, I'm Overthinker, and I will be playing Alonso Hernandez, the duelist.
Hello, I'm Bookkeeper, and I am playing the Reverend Dr. Alexander Hutcheson, the Avalon Scholar.
Hello, my name is Typhoon, and I am playing Heinrich von Groth, the Ice and War veteran.
Hello, I'm Clara Allison, and I'm playing Lucia di Felici, the Vidachin Strega.
Hello, I'm Glamour. I'm playing Viviana Lucani, the Vodace courtesan and daughter of Sophia.
And I'm Bloodied Porcelain. I will be your storyteller for the evening. All right, OT, give us the recap.
Spanish guitar. When last we met, our group of adventurers, they themselves were just meeting. In the finest market in all of Chalet?
Charus.
Charus is Montaigne. The finest city in all of Charus, the finest market, the finest 5 come together. Some have met before, others for the first time. Together, they discover common interests and intrigue abounding, leading to a delightful lunch and the revelation of young love. Settling on the concept of that such love should be pursued, perpetuated, and aided where one can, the 5 have made a compact to attend a lavish party and see what can be done about rescuing the young Lord Henry. Here endeth.
I did giggle pretty fucking hard at Spanish guitar. And just to be clear, Charus is the city, Montaigne is the country.
Montaigne, I know. Charus, I can't remember.
Charus is the capital of Montaigne.
I'm going to write that down and sticky note it to my monitor.
All right. We open this session in a dressmaker's shop in Charus. Possibly one of the most expensive dressmakers. All things considered. Anything more expensive than this would be a private seamstress who travels, who visits the homes of the noble and landed gentry. In this dressmaker's shop is one young Vidachin woman who is just getting a grasp on the local language, and just in time too, because she's struggling through explaining how important this gown is. And frequently being hushed by the seamstress who is just trying to get her proper measurements and trying to figure out where the dress needs to be taken in, where the hem needs to hit in order to flow perfectly around her legs. And given all that has been going on in Lucia di Felici's life lately, and all of the news that has been heaped upon her in the past 24 hours or so. Her mind is understandably running amok. Lucia, I'm going to give you a drama die. I would like you to give us some insight into what the young Di Felici woman's mind sounds like at the moment.
Oh god. I am not good at math. Or rather, I don't get a lot of chances to learn math, but I can count, obviously. And it has been 6 years of courtship. 3 of them we are not supposed to have been courting, but 6 years of courtship, 2 months of travel, I would say 5 months of planning, 2 weeks in Charuz, and I'm so close to being able to see the man I have loved for such a long time, and everything has to be perfect. And there's just one tiny, small detail, which is that he is in Le Donjon, and that's fine. That we know where he is. The Reverend Doctor did explain that the donjon might be the safest place for someone who may have spoken ill of the L'Empereur, but it is clearly some sort of mistake. This is more important, and as I'm babbling to myself, I'm squirming immensely. The problem is, this is more important than a wedding dress. This is more important than the dress that one wears to meet their beloved, because this is the dress one wears to meet the beloved's mother. Grandmother? Doesn't matter. I believe that Henri loves me. He loves me because we've loved each other as long as any of us can remember. But I will admit, because of our unorthodox courtship, perhaps his mother doesn't know that I am an upstanding character. And it seems that charming her is going to be more important than anything else now. And I can do that. I am a Felici, and I play the great game better than any other family. We do. And I know how to be charming and interesting, and I need that to be enough, because I do not know what will happen if I cannot do this. I have worked too hard, and I've never wanted anything more.
Excellent. Sitting nearby, because for all of her insistence that she's fine and perfectly capable of doing all of these things on her own, Alexander is still prone to being a little on edge, wanting to keep an eye on the young Di Felici, make sure that she doesn't go running off to try and break him out of prison, make sure that some seamstress's assistant doesn't swindle her out of the very heavy pouch of gold that was provided for her gown for the evening. Alexander is settled in a seat nearby, probably reading a book that he brought along with him, I would assume.
Absolutely.
Alexander, you have been a conduit for a lot of news in Lucia Di Felici's life lately. You were a stand-in translator for her for a little while. You have become an accidental confidant in the face of all of the things happening in her life. You are currently the only person in this ragtag group that you have found yourself in who knows exactly who this young woman is and exactly what the situation, well, most of exactly what the situation is around her would-be love affair and the circumstances that brought her to Shrews. What's going on in your mind? Take a drama die.
Well, sitting here. Yes, Arseniega, your design is very brilliant, isn't it? No chromatic aberration. Reflective surfaces can be manipulated for greater focus. We could use some greater focus, I think. But I don't know if we've yet invented a telescope to pierce the myriad problems of Montaigne court life, have we? That would be quite a feat, I think. This young woman is looking at herself in the mirror and no doubt envisioning herself in her lover's arms, perhaps standing before her lover in front of a church somewhere. And we don't even know if that boy's ever going to make it out of the dungeon. I presume he will eventually. On the other hand, the grande dame of Montaigne politics is not forgiving and is formidable. And we are not as formidable as we think we are, frequently. On the other hand, it is, at its most basic, unjust to imprison anyone for speaking ill of their ruler. That is, it is a violation. It is a violation of the rights of man. And that particular thorn has been digging into my flesh ever since I learned of it. I can't let it go. I won't let it go.
I love that. All right. While Alexander and Lucia are making sure that Lucia gets a proper dress, where is Viviana? To be clear, this is the day after our last episode.
Viviana probably would have woken up early at the place where she is staying, Chateau du Châtelain. She would have woken up early and would have gotten dressed and ready, would have put on one of her nicer gowns, not something that is necessarily the most expensive thing she owns, but something very nice, put her hair up, and gone out about the town, not about the town, about the city, possibly. I mean, I assume everybody would have told each other when we were going to meet up and where we were going to meet up before our departure yesterday.
Yeah, I think for the most...
So she is probably, you know what, she's probably gone to pester Alonso, because that's fun.
Excellent. Alonso, you have been hired away from your market stall employee in order to be a bodyguard. However, currently the people that you would normally be guarding are just shopping. It's not an activity that you have to be there for. They're primarily concerned about having you there for the party. So where are you at the moment? Are you back at the tavern? Or are you waiting around for Viviana to come hang out with you, or?
I think I I went back to the market. Mostly because that's where I'm comfortable at this point.
Okay. What are you up to?
And so, I have this party tonight. My first event in the real social circles of Montaigne. So, first things first, unpack my bag, pull out my nicest outfit. It is fairly Castellan, but it is well made, and I will look good in this. Better yet, the shoes, never worn, very clean. But perhaps there is some jewel, some accent, something I can add to this that will improve my impression upon the court. So to the market, shopping. And, if at all possible, looking for trouble.
Excellent. Well, trouble seems to be headed your way because as you are traveling towards the market, you see a face you really only met the day before but could never in 100 years forget, because it is that level of eye-catching and that level of head-turning. Even when she's dressed nicely but not to the nines, Viviana, or your new friend, is still a head-turner.
Mm-hmm.
And her eyes are set on you.
I take off my hat and bow. It's good to see you again.
Viviana smiles, beckons him with her fan. Oh, come closer. You shouldn't greet me so far away.
Forgive me. How rude. And he gets a little too far into her space. Good morning.
Good morning. I was just coming to pester you.
To pester implies annoyance, and I don't think I could be annoyed by you.
So, do you have an outfit planned?
I do. It is Castellan, but it is well made.
Well, show it to me. And she immediately begins dragging him in the direction of the tavern.
As you wish. Yeah. Shall I describe?
Yes, by all means.
Yeah. The usual sort of poncho and rain layer that he wears is replaced in this case by an elbow-length cape. All is black with white trimmed frills around the edges. A shirt with a V-neck, double frilled all the way down to the pantaloons, which are wide for good mobility, many flared, and the shoes are just this side of a boot and done with such fine detail work that there are actually tiny words written across them.
Viviana will look over the outfit. She will take it in great detail, hold it up so that it's against him. She will sort of muss her hand through his hair, like clear a smudge like off of the corner of his cheek and say, "Put this on, I need to see how it looks."
Very well. Does she leave the room?
No, she just stands by the door and doesn't look.
Alonso changes. Pretty red in the face. Glad she's not looking.
Are you done yet?
Almost. He pulls out the last item, which is a wide-brimmed black hat that matches the rest with a white feather. There we are.
She turns around, looks very happy. Oh, you could almost pass for a gentleman in this.
I hope I shall. For any man who calls me otherwise, will be seeing me with sword in hand.
I say that because you do not give me the impression of a man who is very gentle, but that is for another time, perhaps.
And I think we're gonna hop over to Lord von Groth. What's Heinrich up to? You know that the party that you have been invited to does not include young children. And frankly, everything that you've heard about Montaigne parties, probably not the place for your kids.
No, of course not. However, Heinrich is still shaking over the effects of the hangover from last night. He's well into middle age and can't drink like he used to in his younger years. So he's feeling a bit sluggish with a pounding head. However, as would be common, his strategy is to power through it. He's still going through his normal training routine. He's in the courtyard behind the modest 6-bedroom townhouse that he's renting, and he is wearing a pair of Pluderhosen and a loose white linen shirt, standing in a circle of wooden posts wrapped in leather with his Zweihander. And he is going through his usual morning practice routine of practicing his sword forms, and so the space is filled with the sound of a very heavy sword smacking into wood.
Excellent. Your servant has set out water and fruits for you to snack on, but has given up on trying to argue that you should take it easy, given how late you were out the night before, and left you to your own devices. He did, however, inform you when you woke up that your fiancé is not going to be available for the party tonight. She and her mother have been... their presence has been requested by the Emperor himself.
That's probably for the best.
No.
Well, very well. Gunther, I'll require clothing appropriate for the event, and please have the carriage prepared. I will be traveling to the university first to pick up several people.
Of course. Is there anything that... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And Gunther, by the way, he's about 55 years old, quite bald, and has a peg leg.
Okay. Is there anything that you wanted to do with your day beyond meeting other people at the university?
Well, seeing as how Diane will not be joining, he would just drink lots of water, finish his training routine, and then at the appropriate hour would go to the university.
Perfect. About halfway through the day, at about like 1 p.m, well before you need to be anywhere, your youngest and her puppy commandeer you for a few hours and demand that you take them shopping. And by they demand that you take them shopping, she demands that you take them shopping, but also insists that she's bringing the dog. It ends up being a relatively happy day, wandering through the markets. She ends up coming back with, I would assume, at least a couple of new toys and maybe a new dress, because Dad likes to dote.
Of course, it's hard to refuse her anything, especially after being away for most of her life.
Indeed. And on the way back, she hangs on kind of hangs on your arm the whole time. So that she's walking, but her legs aren't really doing very much work. Because you're kind of forced to half carry her dangling from your arm. But if you were to try and pick her up, she would insist, no, absolutely not. She's a big girl and she can walk by herself.
And he, of course, slows down to an appropriate pace for someone with short legs, and, walks with her, pointing out, kind of all of the interesting sights in the city. I assume there's street performers and various booths, and we'll take a fairly slow, meandering path back to the house.
Excellent. You get her back. Her nurse takes her out of or takes her upstairs, and it doesn't take long after for the nurse to come out of that room and for neither dog nor child to be anywhere visible. So you get the feeling that the long walk throughout the city may have tuckered them out and they are down for a nap.
In that case, he would then go and change into his party garb and start preparing to leave.
Excellent. Gunther helps you get ready. Has that very notable walk, where it's like a thunk and then a footstep and then a thunk and then a footstep, and he is surprisingly spry for somebody who is on one peg leg. But he gets you ready. Make sure that you're properly shaved. Hair is coiffed the way that it should be, and then sees you off to the carriage.
And as a matter of etiquette for a party like this, what's the appropriate level of armament and not give offense?
Well, you are a member of the Swordsman's Guild, so as long as you are wearing your pin, you can at least carry the sword with you. Showing up in full armor, probably not. Probably gonna get you a lot of attention, but not necessarily the kind of attention you want.
Well, it's a different country, different traditions. In Ison, a noble would wear his armor everywhere. After all, it's the symbol of my house. It's the very essence of my nobility. However, now I'm part of this different culture, and I must adapt to their way of doing things.
All right. Gunther does make sure that you have your pin and that it is displayed properly, and as I said, bringing this Zweihander would not be unusual. You imagine most swordsmen are going to be armed. It's just that most swordsmen don't also wear full plate.
And Heinrich strides out of the house to the waiting carriage and sets off to the university.
Excellent. We're gonna jump forward for everybody else to have everybody either at the university or just arriving at the university. Lucia, you got your fitting early in the morning when you were with Alexander. I am assuming have gone, with him to gather whatever accoutrement you might need for your outfit. And then back to the university for Montaigne lessons to fill the time while you were waiting for the seamstresses to drop off your altered dress.
Yes, although I'm far more interested in seeing what the Reverend Doctor has composed. And also, I want to know more about this book he's written.
Well, you're going to be at the university all day, so if you would like to talk about the book and things.
Absolutely. It's Lucia is like I have understood that I do need to learn to read. That is taking time. I do parrot well, I don't read. But also I think every time Il Dottore tries to is trying to slowly teach me how to read with anything else, I keep trying to ask him about the book.
I suppose it depends on your appetite for satire. I mean, I myself am a great fan of the Commedia dell'arte, but your books are far less improvisational.
Yes, but that I know I know that is part of what we not studied at the Dilettante, but we did get to see. What did you write?
I wrote a satire regarding the Inquisition.
That's it?
Yes?
And they're mad about it?
Exceedingly.
Oh. Well, why can't I read that first then?
No reason you can't. I will see about acquiring you a copy. I presume you would prefer to learn to read your native tongue.
I assume I won't need to read Vodace as much as I would need to read Montaigne.
As you like. That will be much easier. I'm certain there's a bookstore. I'm certain we can find a bookstore that is carrying it. It is exceedingly popular at the moment because the Inquisition is quite upset about it.
And the Inquisition, well, and the people here don't like the Inquisition because...
So, there is, well, saying the people here don't like the Inquisition is perhaps too broad a generalization. The nobles don't like the Inquisition because l'Empereur does not like the Inquisition because l'Empereur does not like the Church. Atheism has become quite fashionable among the nobility.
I do not think you should choose your religion based on fashion.
That is a perfectly sound piece of analysis that you should definitely keep to yourself while we're at the party.
And Lucia thinks about this for a moment. All right.
The common folk, as it were, are still highly religious, though they keep it to themselves in front of government officials. That is going to eventually be a problem.
Well, they would have to perhaps confront the other issues.
Mm. But I should note, the Inquisition took issue with me before I wrote this book. This just sort of tweaked their nose a bit.
What else could you have done?
Heavens forfend, I am a scientist.
I see. And the Inquisition does not like sciences either.
To quote Cardinal Esteban Verdugo, the time for exploring this world is over, for we must prepare for the next, for the fourth prophet is incoming. Imbecile.
I vaguely recall this. And so you thought, while you were already in trouble with Deus, you would further anger the bear.
First of all, Cardinal Verdugo no more speaks for Theus than I do for l'Empereur. Second, it is my inclination when people are angry with me and I am right to poke them further. I am cantankerous that way.
Are all objectionists as cantankerous as you?
Mostly, yes. Hence the War of the Cross.
I do not know that. I should learn to read fast. I want to know what was so important you needed to draw the ire of the Inquisition.
Oh, there's nothing important in that book at all. It's a piece of doggerel. But people think it's funny. Because I think...
Use that...
I find that the most useful defense against puffery is to point and laugh.
So your war is against puffery?
In a sense, yes.
Is that it?
Well, not just that. You understand that these puffing buffoons are hurting people. Killing people. They've killed several of my friends. A man of my acquaintance by the name of Jeremy Cook. Brilliant mind. Also made an excellent haggis. They killed him in his home. Stuck a note to his chest announcing that the fourth prophet was coming.
I do not know that. I do think that even if one could agree on how to follow Theus, they would not find something else to kill each other over.
Oh, they certainly would. And that is most easily demonstrated among the objectionists who cannot agree even among themselves how best to follow Theus. I myself go back to the words of the first prophet. The world is a puzzle Theus put here for us to understand. Curiosity is how we follow Theus. Care of one another is how we follow Theus.
It is about this time that there is a knock at the say that you're in a study at the university. There's a knock at the door.
Yes?
There are visitors here to see you.
Ah, brilliant. Might we have some sherry from the kitchens?
I'll see what I can do.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
And a few moments later, the door opens and Alonso, Viviana, and Heinrich all wander in, having arrived at around the same time.
Welcome, welcome. Please make yourselves comfortable.
The Reverend Doctor wrote a book and now everyone's mad at him.
Yes.
Yes.
That is quite common.
Well,
People
not
these days
everyone.
are amazing critics of literature.
The people in Montaigne quite like him, from my understanding.
The people in Montaigne have their own motivations.
Most people do.
And when one is motivated by wickedness, one will dislike all sorts of things.
Is there something you wish to say, or are you simply going to cast aspersions into the air and hope they dance upon me like the rain?
I had intended to practice the art of Montaigne doublespeak and do the latter, but if you wish, you wrote a book directly insulting the Inquisition,
Indeed, I did.
and you
They
oppose
They are
the
brutes.
church.
They are brutes and thugs who directly defy the will of Theus as written in the Book of the Prophets. They are heretics of the First Order.
In the Book of the Prophets, do not the words of the most recent prophet directly lead their actions?
The words of the first prophet created the Inquisition in an effort to stymie the creation of heresy. And look how well that went. Also, those words were written some time ago. Also, Esteban Verdugo presumes to know when the fourth prophet is coming, when all three prophets have always said, none shall know the day. So, if we ought to presume that the Inquisition was a creation of the prophets, it can be said, I think safely, they have wandered away from what they were supposed to be doing.
Viviana fans herself and goes over to Lucia. Julieta,
Lucia is curled in a chair.
Julieta, it's awfully stuffy in here, isn't it?
Oh no, I'm having a great time. Oh, yes, it is incredibly stuffy.
I was gonna say, Viviana gives you the Vodace side eye.
Yeah, and Lucia has been, like, bisexual sitting in this chair, completely curled up, watching them, and will uncurl so that she can head out for some air with Viviana.
As they're leaving, before Viviana comes back in, men, I hope you will have solved this matter without bloodshed by the time that we come back. If there is blood, however, I want it cleaned up. I will not risk stepping in it. These shoes are some of my finest. And then she closes the door.
While all of this is unfolding, Heinrich, you've been suspiciously quiet.
Yeah, he's not interested in getting into a religious debate. So Heinrich is going to pour himself a glass of that sherry for a bit of the hair of the dog. And Alonso, Reverend Doctor, please, do we have to have this discussion? We are in Montaigne. For this little deception tonight to work, Senor Alonso, you, I believe, are pretending to be the Reverend Doctor's bodyguard. It will work much better if you do not look like you wish to kill him.
I would not wish him dead. How can I defeat his ideas if he is face down in a pool of his own blood? Alonso is shaking a little bit.
I'm intending to spend the vast majority of the evening talking in circles around about largely nothing in the Montaigne way. Thus, I find the opportunity to defend what I believe and why I believe it rather bracing. Thank you.
And that is that the first prophet alone should speak for the direction of the church?
Did I say I was an Usuran Orthodox, or that I questioned the words of the third prophet at any time, or did I say that the Inquisition had wandered away from the intentions of all the prophets in their behavior?
Seems to me you have selected a piece of the church which you dislike, and cast your own dispersions upon it.
Well, how delightful that would be. That would then put me in the same rank of hypocrisy as the Inquisition, which glibly ignores the command of the first prophet to understand the world they has created.
Indeed, for the third prophet decreed that the time of understanding was behind us, that we must now move against sorcery.
Here's the thing about the questions of sorcery and the uses of it. Is it not the creed of the Vatican Church that Theos made all things visible and invisible?
In some respects.
No, not. It doesn't say in some respects. I'm pretty sure I have read it.
Even at the beginning, it was the sorcerer kings who stood against the first prophet, who tried to strike him down.
Indeed.
In that most glorious moment of affirmation of his power.
And so the question is it the sorcery that made them evil, or the covetousness of power?
The third prophet has clearly clarified this, that it is the nature of sorcery to create evil where it goes. That those who are sorcerers will acquire power. Perhaps the relationship is both ways. Perhaps the sorcerers acquire power and use it for evil means because they have it.
And yet, when the third prophet declared a crusade, it was against the empires to our east, and not against the house of Montanus, still being sorcerers. Curious, that.
I will not debate you so well on the subject of politics, I admit. Perhaps. Perhaps there was a motivation.
Well, as you said, everyone has a motivation.
Indeed.
And before you think that I am taking this opportunity to attack you, let me assure you that I am not. While Heinrich is saying that this is some sort of ruse, as a matter of fact, I am 100% relying upon your honor as a gentleman, as a Castilian, as a swordsman, to defend me should it come to it. My life is in your hands, sir, and I am grateful.
Alonso pauses, takes a breath, steps forward, and extends a hand. And you shall have it. You shall come to no harm under my care.
Muchas gracias, señor.
Gracias.
Hey, Heinrich.
Yes.
Take a drama die.
Okay, what is that for?
For the monologue you're about to give me.
Oh, okay. Is okay. Heinrich looks across the room at these two arguing and thinks back to his own involvement in a rather brutal war of religion and thinks, I find myself in such a strange and unnatural land. These people are willing to argue endlessly about faith and religion and the Inquisition. I simply have no energy for this anymore. How many people have I seen killed over this type of nonsense? I thought that once the war ended that perhaps these people would have learned their lessons, that fighting endlessly over whose interpretation of a book written thousands of years ago is correct. You know, I simply have grown weary. People should simply be willing to believe in God as they wish, without anyone else attempting to force this view upon others. But if it does happen again, I fear I must be obligated to defend people yet again, while I pray to Theus that it will never be necessary.
I love that. Ladies,
Yes.
what you doing?
Yes. Well, we started by standing at the door listening to them argue for a moment.
Yeah, for a moment.
How long did you want to wait?
Viviana probably would have waited for, she would have started to walk away, heard Alonso mention sorcery, and paused for a moment to listen in, because it would have made her curious about his opinion.
I think both of them step away as the argument starts to wind down, then.
Yeah.
As you are just stepping away from the door, the same man who brought Viviana and Alonso and Heinrich shows up looking vaguely perturbed. In one hand, or in both hands is a rather large box. And he kind of glances between you. This was delivered. I was told to bring it to the Reverend Dr. Hutcheson, but given that it came from a lady's dress shop, I doubt that it's for him.
Oh, that's mine.
Huh? And he sort of hands it to you.
I got a dress.
You had a dress made.
altered. Like there was no time to make one, and I don't know how I feel about Raul. I don't remember the rest of his name. I don't know how I feel about Raul say demanding a color scheme, but I tried my best.
Well, come. You should change. We should see how it looks, how it fits.
Is there something you want to speak to me about while we're out here before we go back inside to change?
Yes, there is one thing I must mention. I have been a courtesan for some time, and matters of love are my purview.
Are they?
Well, some would think that they are.
You will forgive me if I'm incorrect, but I had not thought that what a courtesan did had anything to do with love.
Oh, it doesn't. But I see a lot of love. But I see a lot of flourishes that people would think are love. I see a lot of it. I see angry wives. I see husbands who think themselves to be unsatisfied. I see grand displays of affection in court. So, perhaps it was wrong to say that love is my purview. Love is an unfortunate side effect of some of the things that I have had to do in order to survive. And I wanted to tell you that I think young love can be very beautiful, and I am happy to help you pursue this, Henri. And I hope that the two of you will end up together, and ideally everything will be happy and nothing else will come after that. But that is rarely how life actually works out. You never met him in person, correct?
No.
I've seen cases of that before. People come face to face with their beloved for the first time and suddenly things begin to fray at the seams. It is easy to present yourself the way that you want your beloved to perceive you over letter. You have so much time to think about what you want to say, and you have the time to throw the piece of paper away if the words do not align properly. But in person, things can be very different, and it can be difficult for two people who have not seen each other and have not endured each other, I should say. It can be difficult for those two pieces to connect when people come together in reality. I am not saying that Henri has lied about everything and that you should disregard every letter that he has ever sent you. But I am saying that if you meet him and you don't immediately have little sparks in your stomach and the words he says don't seem to completely envelop you in a silken embrace, perhaps you should be willing to either give it time or reconsider some of the things that you may have read from his letters.
I think I have had enough time. I apologize if you were under the impression I did not think I knew what I was doing. I have been in communication with this man for years. I do not care if he is ugly or if he is old or anything. We've known each other's mind for longer than I've known anyone other than family.
And you're sure the person who has been writing to you is actually Henri?
Well, then there's one way to find out now, isn't there?
Okay. I have seen many people's faces fall when they come face to face with someone they have been only exchanging letters with. Not necessarily because of appearance, but because things don't align the way they were hoping. And it would be sad if that was the outcome of this, I think.
Francesca, you of all people should understand the things that I have done to be here. It would hurt me more to know that you think that that is all in vain than I would if it turned out that Henri was someone else. You have no idea, and you should understand what I've given up.
I do understand.
I
And-
don't know how they teach courtesans to entertain others, but what I have with Henri is going to be more than anything you could ever hope to have.
I would not be so sure about that.
I'm going back inside.
Okay. The door opens. And Lucia storms back inside, looking upset, but holding a box.
I have to change.
Nonsense. We love you just the way you are. Oh, you mean the dress?
And I will storm into any private room from here.
Yeah, it's relatively simple. Worst case scenario, Alexander can just let you use his chambers.
Viviana comes back in, mutters under her breath in Vodace. And I thought I was young.
You are young.
So we all know
Yes.
this is probably going to end quite badly, right?
I think it's my job to make sure that doesn't happen. At least in part. Do you mean the party or the whole affair?
The whole affair. I'll try my best to help her, but this has the potential to go quite badly.
Indeed. How are we to ensure that it does not?
We cannot. That is the problem with affairs of the heart. What we can do is do our best to make sure that it goes honestly and that everyone deals in good faith.
I was
Yeah.
considering more the impediments between them than their ability to reconcile with one another.
Oh, that I think will be overcome by the Montaigne love of drama eventually.
Oh, definitely. Viviana sighs deeply and says, You know, there was a time, even in Vodace, when I was a child, when I thought that life was clear and earnest, and that the people around me could be taken not at face value, but by what they presented. And I think I worry for Giulietta, because I see some of that girl in her.
Indeed. She is the sort of innocent that I strive to protect. It seems we share that.
I can only tell you what I have told my parishioners. The world is full of treacherous people. Let us pray to Theus that we have the strength to not be one of them.
Well said.
So, a great lady blocks her path. How shall we, what would you suggest in way of outmaneuvering her?
the secret of the Montaigne social system, in addition to their love of drama, which will drive some of it, is to make one connection and then make another connection and then make another connection and sort of weave your way through the if my Bodachi friend will forgive the metaphor, the web of connections until you are afforded an introduction.
Yes, that is typically how it goes when one wants to make an impression on somebody who is significantly higher up than they are.
I see. So we must make a favorable impression on ever more powerful people.
Indeed. Now, Raoul's presence has given us a leg up. But
Yes, who is he?
Raoul Cisse du Cisse is the uncle of my betrothed.
Indeed, daughter of the Emperor's wit, yes?
Yes.
Delightful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I do expect that our most devastating weapon in our arsenal will be Signorina Lombardi.
Oh, you flatter me, Reverend Doctor.
Always and with great relish.
In another room, Lucia, you have gotten most of the way into this dress. It's not easy putting on a frock this complicated by yourself. And you've gotten yourself in, and then you realize, as you're standing there and you're like, yes, everything is good, you go to shift and you realize that things are a little loose. And you remember that there are laces. And you're alone.
I look at the bedpost and wonder if I can tie the lacing to the bedpost and then tighten it that way. And I think I get about halfway through that before I have to do the mental calculus of who would know how to lace a dress who I'm not actively mad at.
Would you like to
Dottore!
roll? Okay, never mind. Alexander, you are sitting there having a conversation, and you hear a kind of quavering female voice, calling for you from down the hall.
If you all will excuse me.
Viviana looks at him. I assume that dress has laces. You know how to tie those, right?
Ah, indeed I do.
Okay.
Signorina, you need some assistance?
Fancy dresses lace in the back.
They do indeed. May I enter?
Yes. They assume we have servants for these things, and not terribly practical for everyday wear.
No, they are not. You look stunning, by the way.
Thank you.
While he is lacing you up, would you like to describe what this dress looks like?
Yes. Lucia has taken the request to wear red to heart, and it is the most aggressive shade of crimson she can find. The shopkeeper kept trying to push her towards a more subtle, deep crimson that's very dark. And as far as anyone is aware, as anyone can tell, Lucia seems to be allergic to any dark colors. And so it is one of the most a la mode dresses that she can acquire, complete with a very low neckline that has become popular in the French court. Bright, they don't make fluorescent colors yet, but bright red silk. And she has somehow managed to convince the seamstress to add gold lace to the collar and to the bottom edge of things, but she had asked for yellow. She asked for as bright yellow as she could get.
And she got gold instead.
She got gold. Someone was able to temper it a little bit. But it is so there it is. It has this bright, sparkly gold anywhere that it can be added, obviously for an extra fee, and then done in like a silk a fabric sculpt are large red silk roses as well that sort of tumble across from shoulder to hip like a sash, and then down the back of the sack back. It's honestly incredibly tacky, but very pretty.
Well, what you described to me sounds really pretty. And
is really pretty.
Montaigne is known for their rather ostentatious fashion. So that's either going to go over really well or really poorly. There's kind of no in between.
Yeah, probably.
Alexander, you've helped enough women into and out of their clothes.
I have.
I'm just going to assume that this is an easy thing for you and we don't have to make a roll. If it were anybody else, I'd make them make a roll because those laces are a bitch. Okay. With Lucia laced up into her dress, and everybody else ready to go. You all are able to enjoy a little bit of sherry from the kitchens, which got delivered while Alexander and Lucia were getting Lucia's dress laced up. And then it is time to load into the carriage and set off. Unless anybody else has anything that they would like to handle before then.
Just as we're traveling, conferring the details of my role with Alexander. Is there anyone I should... I can step in whenever. Do you want me to just stand by and wait for someone to say something openly rude?
Oh, if someone says something openly rude, I shall likely respond with something openly rude. It shall only be if someone actually asks to take something outside that I may call upon you. Indeed, sir. Once we have entered the party and I've introduced you as a swordsman in my employ, you may feel free to enjoy yourself. You certainly need not hang about me as people continue to ask me whether or not the stars are really great balls of gas.
I see. I was... Very well. If at all possible, if you are challenged to a duel, it is usually the challenged party that sets the meter. So it would be convenient, on my part, to say something other than to the death if I am to fight several opponents.
Oh, indeed. No. It would be out of character for a duel to be raised to the death at party. It would be out of character for there to be no duels, but I do not intend to involve myself in them, and even if I do, it shall certainly not be anything too dire.
Excellent. Of course, if anyone should insult our lady companions, and I grin over at them, I imagine I shall be very, very busy indeed.
I think if anyone insults Signorina Lombardi, they shall regret it for the rest of their days.
Yes, they shall.
But we shall endeavor to defend Signorina La Traviata on every field of combat that she may find herself this evening.
Indeed.
Giulietta. Do you have a fan?
What? Sorry.
Do you have a fan? Viviana displays like the fan that she usually carries around with her.
See, and the dress came with a fan.
Viviana
It's all good
nods.
one to do.
Good.
Okay.
And
Is there something you expect us to need a fan for?
Use them to, well, for many things. They can be used to send discreet messages, usually to cover your mouth when you are speaking with someone and you wish the conversation to remain particularly private.
Yes, in that case, I have a fan.
Good.
Lord Heinrich, do you think you will be taking up any duels?
I would prefer to avoid it. I have no desire to spill blood at a party, but if it's necessary, it's necessary. However, in my experience, few people attempt to insult me.
I can't imagine why.
I dearly want to meet the man who gets drunk enough to be able to stand and walk over to Heinrich and insult him.
Yeah, you would also notice that the sword he's carrying is about 6 feet long. Yeah. I certainly hope that no bloodshed will be necessary, but perhaps if all else fails, we could settle the matter of the boy's release through a duel.
Excellent. So I wonder how you would fight a man with anything less than a meter of death.
Well, I find that reach serves me well in a fight. Much simpler to kill a man before he can touch you.
Couldn't agree
Exactly.
more.
How would you go about wounding a man?
That is challenging. It can be used to thrust and inflict slightly less grievous wounds, but it's not a weapon for lightly scratching someone.
Indeed.
I would
Honestly-
say if I was inclined to kill someone at a party, it wouldn't be with a sword like that.
Oh, yes, there are possibly better tools for the job, but it's what I'm accustomed to.
I doubt
Bison
you would have
parties
to.
would be fascinating.
Viviana, you were gonna say?
I doubt you would have to use your sword to kill someone. Honestly, just reach down, pick them up, and drop them. I think the fall would kill them.
You're too kind.
And as you all are chuckling, the carriage draws to a stop, and the door opens, and a footman is waiting outside, holding the door open, and offering a hand in to help the ladies out.
Viviana will accept the hand.
And
Same.
Mademoiselle? And as the two of you climb down out of the carriage, Lucia, you look up and see Raoul Cissé du Cissé standing nearby. His outfit is in red and silver rather than red and gold, but you find that he is in very close to the same level of bright red that you are.
Lady, I would like to introduce you to your companion for the evening. This is Lord Raoul Cissé du Cissé.
And Raoul scoops up your hand, assuming that you offer it. And graces your knuckles with a very light kiss, before standing from the bow that he did over your hand, very formal, and gives you a smile. Mademoiselle, you are as ravishing as I thought you might be.
Why, thank you. I cannot emphasize how grateful I am that you have agreed to escort us here.
Please, it is an honor of my own.
Also, it was quite kind of you to provide an allowance for the dress.
He smiles widely. Any companion that will be on my arm must be the belle of the ball, so to speak. I would have nothing less.
Well, thank you for your standards then.
And he offers you his elbow.
Yeah, Lucia takes it. She was not raised in a barn. She knows how to do this.
Alexander, Alonso, and Heinrich. Should I assume that you all climb down out of the carriage, or are you hanging out inside? What's happening?
No, we'll get out.
Definitely getting out.
For sure. Going in.
Excellent.
Flanking the good Reverend Dr. Esquire.
We do the heroic slow walk.
As you go, Lucia, Raoul is making pleasant small talk. He's funny and charming and personable. When you were delivered money and told that you had to dress in a certain way, it might have been very easy to assume that he was going to be kind of full of himself and he was going to treat you like a bauble. But he seems like the type of person who he wants things to be pretty because he likes pretty things, not necessarily because he wants to treat people like objects. And you all turn and walk into this large chateau. It is relatively close to it is a part of the noble quarter of the city, so it's relatively close to the Emperor's Palace. It is very well appointed, very wealthy. Clearly a very wealthy family owns it. And there is a sea of people inside as you enter the front door and find yourselves in the foyer. There are people in the hall. You can see doors open, one leading into what looks like a ballroom. There are doors along the side that look like they may lead into like sitting rooms and maybe a drawing room. Those all seem to have people in them. It is a busy night at this particular party. And I think that is going to be where we take our 10-minute break.
Yeah, that was funny. Best kind of church. And I think you have to join the guild in order to make any money off of it. I think that's what we established in character creation. You know, it's good to be one of the idle rich. This would be the time. Salary. Oh.
Thank you for listening to Opus Dei Requiem. If you enjoy this story, please make sure to subscribe and review wherever you're listening to our podcast. You can find more of our actual plays on our website at www.hallowedhavenstudios.com. Please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/hallowedhavenstudios. Your help makes more stories like this possible. Okay, and we're back. You are all standing in the foyer of this opulent family home. It is packed with people, most of them in finery that only the very, very rich could afford, or people who are pretending to be very, very rich and have borrowed an awful lot of money that may ruin them later. There are servants dressed in very fine livery, passing between the guests with trays full of petite four and bottle or glasses of wine. Viviana, would you like to describe your gown?
Sure, but first, Viviana is on Alexander's arm, and she would have tried to find something that would match his outfit relatively well. Obviously, she can have something custom made, but what is Alexander wearing?
So, Alexander's formal outfit does reach back to his Highland roots. The upper part of it looks more like something like Montaigne fashion, the chevalier à la mode, but the waist down is a tartaned kilt in the style of the MacLeod clan of the Highlands, with a set of hose and fine shoes.
Okay, I think. Oh, go ahead.
Colors are probably dark greens and blues.
Oh, well, that works well. Viviana likes those colors. So she has a green dress, with maybe a few blue accents. It has frills at the waist. It extends down into just really elegant, but not so elegant that they capture the attention of the whole room. But patterns of blue and green swirls. There's embroidery at the end of it. It is lower cut than some of the other dresses that she's had, because that's just more in style in Montaigne at the moment. And her hair is probably pulled up in a bun, which has, she perhaps has a feather in her hair and some accessories that are blue.
Lovely. And last but certainly not least, Heinrich, what are you wearing?
Yes, the man without a date to the party. He is dressed very much in Ison fashion. He has not adopted the Montaigne manner of dress. So he is dressed in a well-made and elegant clothing, but very, very simple by local standards. Knee-high, highly polished boots, fairly tight-fitting black trousers, white shirt underneath a black jacket with like a little bit of kind of silver accent on the collar, around the collar and the sleeves, and probably some sort of like a cravat or an ascot.
Love it. All right. Well, you all are in the room, or in the entryway. Lucia, you are on Raoul's arm. What is everybody doing?
I have a mission.
Okay, how would you like to fulfill that mission?
I'm working on that part. I think Lucia does try at one point to, as charming as Raoul is, eyes solidly on the prize. Lucia is trying to figure out the best way to get in front of Madame wow, I can't speak. Madame Rye Rains.
Okay.
I'm still on the, if I can plead my case, maybe things will work out.
Is there a receiving line to meet the host or hostess?
There might be, but you guys are in the foyer.
Okay.
If there is one, it would probably be in the ballroom.
Okay.
And isn't the hostess Irene at this party? Unless I'm remembering.
Irene secured you invitations.
Ah, okay.
Well, we got invitations. Who is the host?
The host is Duard Allais du Crillon.
So do we expect the Madame to be here at this party? Or are we just looking for the next fish?
No, we do expect the Lady Dower to be at this party. But we should introduce ourselves to our host.
Of course. How is this going to get Henri out of jail?
Slowly.
I don't think he has slowly.
I perhaps had missed that the lady would be present. If I have to fight her, I will. But
From what we have been told, I don't know that you could fight her.
anyone can fight anyone. Their capacity for winning is not always the same.
Mi dispiace. I don't think you could win against her.
He makes no reply, avoids eye contact.
That is no disparagement against you. It is against the woman who used to train the King's Guard.
Used to.
Let's introduce ourselves, shall we?
We shall.
Indeed.
Okay. You all make your way further in and find yourself in the large ballroom where you are, after a few moments, able to identify what passes for a line in Montaigne high society, which is really just a cluster of, or a vaguely line-shaped passage of clusters of people who are chatting with each other while they wait for their turn. At the end of that would-be line is an older man who is standing and looking somewhat bored, and perhaps like he doesn't necessarily want to be here, but it is his job as the head of the Allais family. Next to him, however, is a younger man who looks somewhat like him, and is a much more jovial and friendly seeming to the people who come through. Everybody who makes their way over either laughs or seems pleased with the brief brief bit of conversation that they have before they move on and the next group comes up to talk to them.
Madame GM.
Yes.
I would like to spend 2 of my reputation dice for a reputation action. It's target number 15 to have someone recognize me. I would like the younger man to recognize me on sight, to know who I am.
Excellent. Make your roll.
Alright. Yeah, it's only 2 keep 2, so how can I have drama dice on standby here? Nope. 17.
Okay. It takes a few minutes of standing in line and waiting. He is caught up talking to other people. But when you guys get a little bit closer, his eyes kind of pass over a number of people. They hesitate for a moment on Viviana, as is to be expected with someone as beautiful as she is. And then they pass to you and they go a little wide, and this wide smile crosses his face, and he makes a concerted effort to be polite about it, but kind of rushes through the next handful of introductions. And as soon as you are close, he takes your hand and shakes it. Reverend Dr. Hutcheson, I am Finch Allais du Crayon. I'm pleased to meet you.
Your servant, monsieur.
I heard that you were in the city, but I did not know that we would be lucky enough to have you at our party.
Then you must express your gratitude to the Lady Irene Levesque d'Or, who was most kind as to recommend your event as one not to be missed.
Yes, she is a dear friend. And who are your companions? And his eyes linger on Viviana again.
It is my pleasure to present. This is Miss Francesca Lombardi.
Mademoiselle.
Viviana will curtsy politely.
My chevalier of the evening, Senor Alonso Hernandez.
Alonso turns his scowl into a thin smile and bows.
Signore.
And I am fairly certain you know Lord Cisse de Cisse. I will allow him, of course, to introduce himself, as well as our Eisen friend of our acquaintance, Herr Heinrich von Groth.
Thank you for allowing us into your home, sir.
Be welcome, Lord von Groth. And Raoul, old friend, and the two shake hands. Anybody who has any kind of skill for reading people is welcome to make a wits, and whatever that skill is, just tell me what it is when you call out your numbers.
I will throw etiquette at this problem.
Okay.
As will Heinrich.
As will Viviana.
Target number?
20 to start, and going up raises and taking raises might get you more information.
I want to, but I roll like garbage.
I mean, you're allowed to roll and just get it wrong. It's okay. All right. So, from what I am seeing, Heinrich failed.
That is correct.
And everybody else passed.
Yep.
Oh no.
I passed with a raise.
Oh, Lucia failed.
Yeah, I didn't expect myself to know anything.
Okay. Both Alonso and Alexander took raises.
Correct.
Viviana, you did not take a raise, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Anybody who did not take a raise and passed, notices that while they are pleasant enough, the two may be a little less friendly than they let on. Those who took one raise, number one, are absolutely certain that they don't get along quite as well as they make it seem like they do, and that there is whatever is between them that makes it so that they don't get along. It is deeply personal. There is a level of almost malice in Finch's
Animosity?
eyes. Malice. There is a level of almost malice in Finch's eyes.
Okay. So I was about to ask, is this Raoul and Duard or Raoul and Finch? So yeah, okay.
Yeah, Raoul and Finch.
Awesome.
But the two shake hands. They pretend to be very good friends, and Raoul presents Lucia for an introduction. This is Mademoiselle Giulietta La Traviata. She was kind enough to be on my arm for the night.
Bonsoir.
And Finch, again, like immediately that malice kind of banks pretty hard in his eyes, and he goes back to being charming and gracious, and bows over your hand and kisses your knuckles as he did for Viviana. Mademoiselle, it is a pleasure to have you at our home. I hope we are able to show you the very best of what Montaigne has to offer.
I look forward to it.
I do hope that when you are finished with exchanging pleasantries, we might enjoy a glass of sparkling wine together. I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
I look forward to it. I think that would be fabulous. And your friend, Irene, has, well, she's agreed to grace us with a performance for the evening.
Wonderful.
What kind of performance?
Oh, you don't know?
Obviously not.
Irene is one of the most famous singers in all of Montaigne and really all of Thea.
Oh, then this will be a wonderful night indeed.
Every time we give a party and she is in attendance, I do what I can to convince her to give us at least one song as a gift.
As something of a singer myself, I have an appreciation for other women who are gifted in using their voices.
Well, then you are
Lucia-
in for a treat.
Lucia is practically vibrating.
Now, I hate to be the one to put you off so quickly, but
No, not at all, not at all. A host's duty is never done.
Indeed. I will find you when I am able.
Brilliant.
Grazie.
And you all are able to filter out into the greater party.
Alexander,
Yes,
did you see that?
I did.
See what?
Oh, those two did not like each other. They were not fond of one another's company.
I have no idea what you were talking about. This is Raoul who's standing
Raoul
right
is here.
there.
Right, yeah. God damn it.
Raoul, as the person who is on your arm tonight, it would be of great disservice to me if I accidentally embarrassed you or insulted you by being kind to the wrong person. And I give him the biggest puppy dog eyes I can muster. Which is a feat for me. I don't like looking at people in the eye.
Are you, asking me why myself and, Finch don't, get along?
Of course. I am here to make you look good just as you are here to help me into the party.
I'm going to maneuver the group of us towards like an edge table where we can have a touch of privacy and get drinks.
Well, if I am being completely candid, Monsieur Allais had the company of a lovely young woman who found his company less appealing after a while.
Did she prefer yours?
She did.
That is a shame.
Isn't that quite the common story?
To be clear, there was time between her dalliances with him and myself, but
Oh, then why is he mad?
because he doesn't believe that there was time between them. He thinks that I stole her from out from under him, but the reality is he had a large number of young ladies who liked to spend time around him, and she got tired of competing for his affection.
Is he telling the truth?
You are welcome to make another roll. Target number 25.
And Heinrich isn't saying this out loud, but to himself, he's thinking that this whole thing just seems so silly and frivolous.
Cannot tell. No idea.
What are we rolling to see if he's lying?
It's the same roll that you made to read the situation with him and Finch.
Okay. 25.
Jesus,
With
dead
two-
on. He seems to be telling the truth. There might be some more to it, but for the most part, yeah, he seems pretty honest.
Viviana will look at him, sort of take in his demeanor, and then nod.
When I say there might be more to it, he is delivering this whole story in an almost lackadaisical and well, not lackadaisical, in almost amused and comical manner. Like he finds it all very funny, but there is a hint of something sad in his gaze when he talks about it.
Then that is the fault of the other. You were nothing but kind, it seems, to a person who was not being treated well by the one she thought she loved.
Perhaps. I try not to get in the middle of other people's romances.
Indeed,
And yet-
affairs of the heart can be so complicated.
And yet
Looks
I
legit.
am here with a beautiful woman on my arm. It is a lovely night.
Let's find you some wine.
Let's do. And he, if not stopped, is going to drag Lucia along with him to find wine.
He is about to be incredibly, well, I don't know how I'll feel about it, as Lucia takes the opportunity to severely judge the wine that is going to be at this party.
Okay. I believe you have a skill for that, don't you? Or a knack?
Yes.
Give me a wits and
Vintner?
roll, please.
Is it worth taking a
Awesome.
raise?
You could absolutely take a raise.
I'll take the raise. I have the drama dice to spare. What's the target number?
15.
Watch me fail this.
I don't know, insulting Montaigne wine, that might start a duel.
Well, I'm right here, so
Raoul seems quite pleased with the wines that are brought to him. He does not seem terribly picky. You get very, very picky. And literally like do the swirling it under your nose and holding it under your tongue and all that stuff from like 4 different bottles before you find one that you think is of the quality that he deserves. And you really only think that because you realize when you taste this final wine that it is Felici wine.
That's because it is the best wine.
Yes, exactly.
I I think as Raoul is reaching, it is like putting the cup to his lips. Lucia just trades out his cup for another one.
To be clear, by the time you find the wine that you approve of, he's been through like 3 glasses.
I know. I'm still trading him out that one.
So you trade out glass number 4. The other 3 are already empty and have been passed off to passing servants.
Yes, I'm aware.
And he gets it, and it's like literally an inch from his lips, and you take it. And he looks at you almost injured
You will like this more.
before you replace it, and then he kind of looks down at it, gives it a sniff, and then takes a little sip. You know, Jamais has wine that tastes very much like this.
Does she?
She does. It is very good.
I'm trying to remember if Lucia knows
Yes.
about Jamais. Okay, yes.
Lucia tasted the wine at the Cissé du Cissé home during the prologue.
Well, Jamais is not here, is she? Do we know?
No, she's not. The Emperor demanded her service and demanded hers and her daughter's presence.
Well, that is good, I think. She, Jamais as a Vodachan lover, does she not?
Lover is a strong word. One of the princes is smitten with her.
Well, which one?
I don't keep track of their names. There are a great number of men in love with Sémø.
I believe that. She is the Emperor's wit, after all.
She is one of the most beautiful and intelligent women at court, yes. But none sparkle so much as you.
That is only for tonight.
Well, then we shall live up tonight as if it is the last night on Theus's wonderful world, yes?
According to some, it could be. And Lucia will start moving him in the direction of, I guess, a dance.
He will happily dance with you. He does not give up the glass of wine. Even during the dance, he keeps the wine in his hand.
I feel like a Felici knows how to dance with a glass of wine.
Absolutely, and so does Raoul. While this is happening, what is everybody else doing?
I believe it's time to mingle.
Yes.
Indeed. Yes.
Reverend Doctor, you ought to ask me to dance, really.
Then I absolutely shall. May I, Signorina?
Yes, you may.
Grazie.
And while everyone else is dancing, I suppose Heinrich and Alonso, now being the third wheels, Heinrich would probably stand off to the side and keep an eye on Giulietta to make sure she doesn't get into any kind of trouble.
I love it.
Alonso's going to try and find himself a dance partner.
Interesting. Are you looking for anything in particular in the crowd?
No, kind of just whoever's being like, well, there's a Castile.
Castilla?
Anyone who's looking at me.
Okay.
And maybe the prettiest person who's looking at me and isn't one of my companions.
Ah. I feel like that merits a roll to see if you can win over somebody pretty enough. Or get their attention.
By the power of chatting people up. Wits and oratory? Panache and oratory?
Yeah, I mean, if you were trying to chat people up, we'll say panache and oratory is fine. And you can add your reputation dice, which are considered kept dice, to that check if you're because you're trying to impress people.
Sweet.
Target number is going to be 20.
All right.
And you will spend one
take
of your reputation dice after.
Cool. And I am going to take 2 raises.
Okay, so you're going for a 30?
Going for a 30.
Y'all, I gave out all kinds of drama dice, and I'm way back. I'm not only back to where I started, but like above where I started. Explain to me how you are going about being impressive. What does that look like? You obviously did incredibly well, but what does that look like?
I think it's just like I'm walking around and I hear a conversation about kind of an intense subject, but something I know about, and I just step in and start chatting with people who are well above me, but also I'm right and charming, and I'm like making jokes. Just confidence. I just confidence my way into a group of people who are above my station and then hold my own in the conversation.
So this is Renaissance big dick energy.
Pretty much.
Excellent. You
Confidence clearly aided by the fact that I don't know how important these people are. No, only I'm aware of that. Whatever.
You find yourself in a crowd of Montaigne nobility who are ranging from probably like early 20s into their like early 30s. Definitely considered adult, but on the younger end of adult compared to some of the people in the room. You kind of swagger up with your accent and your nice clothes.
And they're talking about the war.
Probably not, actually. That's not really a topic that comes up much. They are having a conversation about, funny enough, the Reverend Doctor's book. And you manage to take lines from your argument with him that he said, and feed them into this conversation to kind of get them talking a little bit more seriously on the topic. You're borrowing his words in order to keep from obviously insulting them by leaning too hard into being devout Vadicine yourself. And during all of that, a absolutely stunning young woman with this kind of rich auburn hair and these deep blue eyes is a part of the group, and her eyes linger on you, and you overhear somebody call her Sylvia.
Then, as the conversation begins to turn back to less engaging matters, I will ask her to dance.
I would like that very much.
Take her hand. Have you ever danced with a Castilian man?
I have, but I cannot pretend to be a expert in your country's style of dancing.
Thankfully the expertise is entirely mine. And though I am sure you are exceptionally skilled, in fact I look forward to learning from you as well. Come with me. We shall enjoy it greatly.
She lets you lead her onto the dance floor. Heinrich?
Yes?
What are you up to? All of your companions have bailed to go dancing.
Yes, he's that guy at the party standing around with his drinks looking at people. In particular, he is, as I said previously, is in kind of protective mode, keeping an eye on Giulietta so she doesn't get into trouble, but he is also intently scanning the crowd looking for the evening's target, Grandam Roy Irene.
All right. Trying to think of what to have you roll for this. Let's go with... Yeah, let's just go with wits and perception.
Wits and perception. Target number 15 or...
Yes. You do, in fact, spot... You have never seen this woman, so you're not positive that it is her. But from the descriptions you have gotten, you think you see her. She is surrounded by a number of other nobles, all somewhat on the older side. She has this look of what in modern parlance people would call her somebody who looks a little bit like a battle axe. She is kind of wrinkled, and her hair is swept up in the current fashion. But despite the fact that she is wearing all of the frills and pomp and circumstance that you expect from noble clothing and styles and fashion, she looks severe. Despite all of these kind of softening influences.
And is she armed?
She is.
What type of weaponry is she carrying?
Give me a wits and... Let's go... Just whatever your wits and attack is. I just want to see how well you know fighting styles based on how somebody is like standing and what they're carrying. Target number 15.
$17.
You are reasonably certain that she is what do you call it? She is a practitioner of the Valru style of fighting.
Okay, so rapier and knives then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Heinrich will begin to approach the group, and I would like to use my 2 reputation dice in the same way that the Reverend Doctor did earlier to be recognized.
So she does in fact look over and recognize you. And you can tell that she's looked over and recognized you because as soon as her eyes land on you, she looks displeased.
Displeased? Okay.
If you would like to know why, I can give you something to roll to see if you remember the things that you've found out about her.
Sure, why not? Because Heinrich is the best person in this group at these types of social situations.
Just roll me straight wits, because I don't think you have anything else to help you with this.
Maybe etiquette?
Sure, wits and etiquette will work. You realize a little too late, as that displeased look crosses her face, and she looks displeased to see you. The Grande Dame of the Emperor's court and the mother of your betrothed are kinda sworn enemies.
Oh my.
You may have been the wrong person to make first contact with her. She looks incredibly displeased. She flicks her fan open, and then kind of pointedly shifts and turns to cold shoulder you and pretend that you're not there anymore, or that you're not there.
Okay, mission aborted. Okay, well, Heinrich is a little dense, but he's not that dense. So he will pretend that he wasn't actually going to talk to her and will go off and do something else, passing by in the general direction.
Excellent. Okay. Out on the dance floor. Lucia, you and Raoul are dancing. He's a pretty good dancer. Despite the fact that he has drank more than enough to be very drunk. He is steady on his feet. He's very good at leading. And, you know, the whole time, whenever you guys are actually close enough to be able to have a conversation and you're not sort of like turning away from each other and going through the patterns that these sorts of dances usually take, he is charming and witty.
If only Lucia didn't have it bad for someone else. Lucia is using this opportunity to kind of scope out the room as well. And I feel so bad. Raoul, if I wanted to speak to someone about someone who might be a serious conversation that is being broken up by various turns in the donjon, is there someone I might be able to make contact with?
I assume you are talking about young Henri?
Yes.
Well,
I have just watched one of our companions. Well, I thought he was going to plead my case, but it seems that he is far more interested in the wine behind her.
Well, if you were talking about Heinrich, I don't know why he would have gone anywhere near that woman. He was warned. And I cannot go with you to present you to the Grande Dame. This is something you and perhaps the Reverend Doctor will have to help you with. But
well,
she is the reason Henri is there. If you want to be able to see him, she is who you have to talk to. If you are asking if there are people that you can bribe to get to him, I don't think there is enough gold in all of Montaigne to convince one of those guards to betray the Grande Dame.
If one was to take their chances trying to bribe instead, or was to plead their case in front of the Grande Dame, which odds would you bet on?
Well, neither are particularly good odds, but I would bet on her because you might actually walk away alive if you go with her and fail.
Do you think that she would be amenable to a story of true love?
She might. Montaigne, even the hardest of hearts here, is inclined toward a good romance.
All right. Spin me towards the doctor.
He will laugh and do so. And he does it. Let me roll something on my end real quick. Yeah, okay. He does it in a fluid enough manner that he gets close enough to them, spins you into Alexander's arm, and then sweeps Viviana into his, all in the same movement.
If I may, GM, before that happens,
Mm-hmm.
I believe Viviana and I were going to make ourselves somewhat more the center of attention with our mad dancing skills.
Oh,
Yep.
my apologies. I misread that. Okay. Before we get to that, pause, rewind. Let's go back. While all of this other stuff was unfolding, Viviana and Alexander, exactly what were you up to?
Signorina Lombardi, I think if we're going to get anywhere this evening, it will become necessary to be the bells of the ball, as it were. I think this is an excellent place to start, don't you?
All good things start on the dance floor, Doctor.
I couldn't agree less, but a lot of things do. Shall we?
We shall.
And yeah.
What exactly are you guys trying to do?
So this is one of those larger like courtly dances where people sort of get passed around, and occasionally they're like sweeps, like waltzes around the room, that sort of thing.
Yes.
What I would Alexander will try to do leading is anytime he and in this case Francesca are together, it's just like they're gliding, and you know their outfits complement one another, and they're clearly excellent dancers, and well, just a little extra.
Are you trying to impress the whole room? Are you...
Yes, I'm absolutely trying to impress the whole room.
I was going to say Viviana's definitely going for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I would like you both to roll panache and dancing, because this is the impress action. You
Yep.
can add reputation dice as kept dice to this roll, and you after you have rolled them for this, though they are considered spent.
Do I get my pretty dice?
Of course you get your pretty dice.
Do I get my
Yay.
pretty dice?
Yes, you get your pretty dice.
Yay! All right, then I'm gonna throw. I'm gonna hold back one of the fashion dice in case I need it for Madame Duchesse later, and so we'll throw one extra kept die into this. Target number.
Well, this is a big room with a lot of people, so we're gonna say 25 for the set target number. Goddamn. All right. I get one drama die back. Remember that you have spent those social dice. Y'all, I am up to 14 drama dice.
Yep. Hubris bomb is online.
Okay. You do a masterful job of making yourselves the center of attention. Which as it turns out, might actually work in Lucia's favor, because she is talking about either breaking into or bribing her way into the dungeon while this is all happening. So everybody's looking at you guys instead of at her. But you have not everybody, but most people in the room's rapt attention. And I know you guys were looking for something specific, but in all of that dice rolling and stuff, I've forgotten what it was.
It was to be the center of attention. In the long term, we'll probably ask potentially for reputation boosts for both of us out of it. But also that it's part of how you get introduced at the party is you be interesting and people want to come up and talk to you.
Okay. Well, you are certainly very interesting, and a lot of people are staring. I would say you both get a bump each in reputation.
And then one of the things that will benefit off of this, though, is that everybody's watching us when Lucia is passed in the dance.
Indeed, and Raoul rolled so well for this pass-off moment that it almost looks choreographed. So Lucia, you also get a bump in reputation from having been so smoothly spun into the arms of the Reverend Doctor, who immediately kind of sweeps you into the dance without missing a beat. And Viviana, you are in the arms of Raoul instead of the Reverend Doctor. You will forgive me, mademoiselle. Your friend needed to talk to the Reverend Doctor.
That's perfectly acceptable. We are here for her, after all. Besides, I was hoping I might steal you away at some point during the night.
Never has a man been happier to be stolen. Alexander and Lucia?
The woman we are to impress seems more difficult than I expected.
It is my understanding she is more difficult than most people expected.
Would there be any sense in getting her alone to plead my case?
I imagine getting her alone to plead your case would be almost impossible here. However, it may be possible to arrange a time to have lunch with her, perhaps tomorrow or someday later. You try to get her.
Lucia looks visibly disappointed. It's one more day.
I understand that patience is so rarely a virtue of the young, but you're going to have to practice it at least a little bit. I assure you, if you bring up the child she has thrown in the dungeon here at the party, it will go poorly.
I understand. Do you think he still has time?
I think he does. I think the point is to make him languish there and consider his error, not to have him executed.
Well, as it stands, I would like an introduction then, and I will put any plans to perhaps acquire a guard's uniform for another day.
I think you've probably had enough fittings for this week. Let's see if we can't arrange you an introduction.
I think Alexander has been around Lucia long enough to know that that was only half a joke.
Yep.
All right.
And yeah, we're gonna glide easily off the floor, and we will move through the web of introductions and fancy terms of address towards the group of olds,
Okay.
as it were.
While that is happening, the song that was being played tapers off, and an announcement gets made that Irene Levectoire has agreed to grace tonight's company with a song, and you're all kind of in the middle of everything, so it's hard to see her. It's not like she's up on a stage or anything. But it doesn't take long for the acoustics in this large room to kind of kick in, and for you to hear this stunning, soaring soprano opera singer begin to sing. So that is happening in the background as you two begin to maneuver your way through the crowds. And before we do that, I'm going to check in one more time with the others before we swing back. Viviana, was there anything in particular you wanted to talk to Raoul about?
Oh no, she's just going to casually mention her masseuse skills.
Interesting. Well, he seems quite, let's say, interested.
Oh yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's all.
Alonso.
Enjoying my new dance partner's company. When I see that the mission is beginning, I'm going to casually suggest that I introduce her to the Reverend Dr. Alexander, so that we can be on hand when Lucia begins her discussion with the lady.
Okay. She does not seem opposed to being introduced to a famous scholar. In fact, she seems somewhat excited at the idea. Especially once you, say his actual name and she realizes who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Heinrich.
Yeah, he would like to do something to help, but right now he's reevaluating the strategy and trying to come up with another angle of attack. And
do you just want to hang out nearby and keep an eye on things? Maybe listen to Irene sing?
He can't think of anything more productive to do.
That's understandable. Okay. Alexander and Lucia, you are interrupted on your way over by Alonso, and probably the only woman in the room that you have seen who is a rival for how pretty Viviana is, on his arm.
Doctor, this is Sylvia. Sylvia. This is Reverend Dr. Alexander.
Enchanté, mademoiselle.
Alexander, feel free to make a wits and you have politics, yeah?
I do.
either wits and politics or wits and rumors, whichever one you would rather use, to see what you know about Sylvia.
Okay. Target number?
Let's say 15.
15? All right. Dice have been finicky tonight, but I will take what it is.
Okay.
I probably should have rolled that too. Oops.
Oh,
Jesus.
Dice decided to stop being finicky.
You are looking. It doesn't take you very long. Like the second he says her name is Sylvia, and you look at her, look at how gorgeous she is, you realize that you are in the presence of Sylvia Flaubert Dudore. Sorry. She is the daughter of Xavier Flaubert, and is considered one of the great beauties of Thea. And has more suitors than you could shake a stick at. But so far, no one has managed to win her over enough to get her to say yes. Her father is one of the most skilled diplomats Montaigne has to offer, and is currently serving as the ambassador to Osora.
Mademoiselle, normally one must step outside with a proper telescope to look upon such a radiant celestial object.
You are as charming as the rumors say you are. And she extends her hand.
I will take it.
It is nice to meet you, Reverend Doctor. I have read all of your books.
All of them. Good heavens. I would never inflict that upon my worst enemy.
My father insists that I be learned. I also
wise
like to
man.
be entertained. Sorry, what did you say, Alonso?
A wise man. Education is surely the best way to serve all of our purposes.
Senor Hernandez, I could not agree more.
And your companion? She looks towards Lucia.
Signorina Juliette La Traviata.
Buongiorno.
Ah, you are from Vidace.
Is she speaking Vidachan?
No, she's speaking Montaigne. But you have an accent, so.
I'm mostly trying to decide if Lucia's pretending she doesn't speak it. I won't. It is good to meet you. I am from Vidace.
I have never been to your country, but I've heard it is beautiful.
It is.
They certainly have very good wine.
Yes, every party that seems to be worth going to seems to have Vidachan wine.
Well, don't say that out loud around the wrong people, but you're not wrong.
Sorry, Lucia's synthesizing some information, which is that Sylvia's father has insisted that she learn to read and do a bunch of learning.
Are you trying to hide that that's what's happening in your head?
I don't think she can. I mean, I'll roll for it regardless. I think that she would, but I don't think she's going to do well at it.
Well, I would love to have you roll. Let's go with...
Not rolling well.
Well, I'm going to ask you for something that's pretty good. Let's go with wits and sincerity.
Alright.
So that should be 5, keep 2.
Yeah.
And you do get to add your pretty bonus.
That's one more die?
Yes.
6 keep 2.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Now
Lucia's
I
just-
have to roll to see if she reads you.
God damn it. Lucia's synthesizing a lot of information at once.
Okay. I have rolled. I'm not going to tell you what I rolled.
God damn it. But yes, she's decided that Montaigne is a strange enough place that she's just gonna have to roll with it. She's mostly pissed about the whole waiting another day.
We were just on our way to introduce ourselves to Madame Duchesse. Would you care to come with?
I have heard she is most impressive.
She is. I suppose I could. I haven't. I have spoken to her a few times, but we are not on close terms.
Well,
Is
then you.
anyone?
You
There's never a time like the present.
you have the advantage of the rest of us. So.
Very well. Come with me. And she turns to lead you all towards where the Grande Dame and her entourage are standing. And I believe, actually, no. You all walk over to this group, and she drops into a curtsy, and begins to introduce. I think she starts with Alexander, given that he is the most recognizable figure here, and has the reputation to be able to kind of buoy this whole endeavor. And then after introducing the Reverend Dr. Alexander Hutcheson from Avalon, she kind of gestures Lucia forward. And this is Giulietta La Traviata, a visitor from Vadace. And Lucia, for the first time, you are close enough to this older woman who fixes you with the kind of penetrating stare that makes you feel like she can see into your very soul. And that is where we are going to call it for the evening. Thank you for listening to Opus de Requiem, a 7th C First Edition actual play by Hollowhaven Studios. Storytelling for this actual play is provided by Bloodied Porcelain. Alexander Hutcheson is played by Bookkeeper. Lucia De Felici is played by Clara Allison. Heinrich von Groth is played by Typhoon. Alonso Hernandez is played by Overthinker. Viviana Lucani is played by Glamour. Our intro music is by Sémø. Our art is by Daryl Arazak, who can be found at artstation.com/Daryl Arazak. Our editing is by Virens.